Welcome to another episode of I Am Nano.
In the I in I Am Nano, I am your host, Irfani.
And I'm your other host, Monica.
And today we're going to be talking about batteries, but these are air breathing batteries.
Yeah, you heard that right. Air breathing batteries. Now, these are made up of lithium and have been highlighted as promising systems for energy storage.
Now, these lithium air breathing batteries, often known as LABs or LOBs, as in lithium oxygen batteries, don't actually have lungs. And their operation is based on the metal air interface to function.
So basically, they use up air or ambient oxygen, and theoretically, this pairing can lead to electrochemical cells that can show the highest possible energy per mass unit, known as specific energy.
And electrochemical cell is a device that can generate electrical energy from the chemical reactions occurring in it. Or they use electrical energy supplied to it to facilitate chemical reactions. These devices can convert chemical energy into electrical energy or the other way around.
So it's very important at controlling the flow of electrons. And that makes it possible to use everyday technology, from our phones to the cars to our laptops. And batteries are pretty much one or more electrochemical cells arranged together in a series, and they involve a lot of what is known as redox reactions.
And in the case of labs, they are based on the reversible reaction that goes back and forth from the gas and solid phase. So we have 1 to 2 lithium ions that is combined with oxygen gas and 1 to 2 electrons to produce lithium oxide solid. And this reaction is also reversible to the other side.
Which is very good in terms of energy density, so energy per unit area. But, and this is where the but comes in, labs exhibit large overpotentials and poor cycling life because the solid product is very hard to decompose and go back.
And so to circumvent this problem, a wide number of catalysts have been investigated, explored, and lots of work has been done in solid catalysts without too much success. This has been followed by research in soluble catalysts or redox meters since they have more efficient liquid-solid interactions.
Yes, well said. And these redox mediators, abbreviated to as RMs in the paper, provide electrochemical detours to lower lab overpotentials through direct reduction or oxidation during discharging or charging, so that they don't have to decompose that lithium oxide solid. The reduced or oxidized RM intermediates are then directly diffused to discharge products back and forth from which they chemically donate or accept electrons.
Mhm. Now, most RMs are based on benzene ring organic compounds since they have extra electrons and they're well soluble in a variety of organic liquids. But it's kind of hard to, control the electron insertion and extraction.
Yes, it's very difficult. A stable RM needs to be developed, therefore, that can provide a steady supply of electrons in order to increase lab performance. And in this study, which is titled Auto-Oxygenated Porphyrin-Derived Redox Mediators for High Performance Labs, they aimed to do just that.
A porphyrin-derived catalyst is optimized by introducing different metal-centered organometallic phthalocyanine, which will vibrate as MPICs complexes. And then their use is investigated as RMs for fabricating different efficient labs.
Now, the porphyrins are a group of heterocyclic organic compounds that have pyrrole subunits, so they contain a nitrogen in a cyclic ring. The parent molecule is called porphine, which is a rare theoretical chemical. And any substituted porphines from this parent, are the porphyrins. Now, one of the best known families of porphyrins is the heme group, as in hemoglobin. And that is what gives red blood cells their color.
Yeah, that's very true. And in this work, the MPECs are derived from the porphyrin molecule, and the central atom was tuned towards different transitional metals, which can include cobalt, copper, manganese, or zinc.
Yes. So these were 4 different MPICs that were investigated, and they were first studied computationally first in order to verify if these complexes were even suitable in the first place for promoting stable and enhanced lithium oxide cell reactions. Now, samples of the complexes were also created for UV-vis spectroscopy methods to investigate in real time the chemically active oxygen binding of each MPIC after injecting superoxide species into the electrolyte.
And in agreement with the theoretical predictions, the lithium oxide cells fabricated using MPICs exhibited reduced overpotentials during charging due to the MPICs mediated oxidation, and the MPIC catalytic activities varied depending on the central metal atom.
Yes, and that was very interesting. And also to highlight, the catalytic activity was maximized by blending the manganese PIC and the zinc PIC and showed very high catalytic activities in this blend. Now, the blended catalyst also achieved excellent cell performance, even in low oxygen levels, so below 20 volume percent of ambient air oxygen. And in figure 5 in this manuscript, it really highlights this blending effect.
Oh, well, mixing things always yield to interesting results.
Yes, for sure. Either good or bad. We never know. But
blowing things up.
Yeah. Now, the overall research is very interesting as it showcases a suitable alternative catalyst to fabricate efficient lithium oxide and air-breathing batteries that exhibit exceptional energy storage. And there is also the claim in this paper that these materials are eco-friendly and nature-derived catalysts, which is true, as it is better than some of the other options, such as the lithium-ion batteries.
And we should always be looking out for the environment when we can. It's always a great angle when you pitch your research papers.
Yeah, for sure. You get that funding through that. And all of this research does fall into the realm of nanotechnology. The molecules may look big on paper, but in the grand scheme of things, they are a few angstroms big to a few nanometers. The saturated solutions also come in very pretty colors, like the cobalt. MPIC is a very nice blue, the manganese, a nice yellow.
Yeah, and the pristine batch is, of course, clear color. But I really like the theoretical work was done first. Usually in a lot of papers, it's the opposite.
Yes, you're right. Good observation. I guess it depends on the field. A lot of the times for the more synthetic scientist, you make the molecule first, and then you do the computational stuff. Here in this work, it's the opposite. So I guess it really depends on the researcher's background and perspective for the work.
Yeah. I mean, it's very cool to learn about all these labs and that batteries could potentially be running with lithium air interfaces versus, the typical lithium ion batteries that's pretty much used in all of our electronics. I mean, these ones use organic liquid electrolytes, which are volatile and flammable when operating at high temperatures. And we have heard cases where it blew up out of nowhere. These are also rechargeable for some time, but eventually will need to be replaced, right?
Yeah, the lithium ion stuff, yes, for sure. Like lithium ion toothbrushes we have these days, you can charge it, good for like a week, but then eventually, what do you have to do? You have to throw out the whole toothbrush and buy a new one, right? So,
yeah.
And yeah, and with air, we learned that the energy density can be more efficient. So we're really looking forward to the future of lithium air breathing batteries.
Yeah, safer and efficient batteries for the future. In the near future, hopefully.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Well, all right, guys, that is all the Nana for today. Take care.
And stay curious.